Wolverhampton Wanderers make the trip to West Ham United as they take on the Hammers as it's a big European six pointer today in the Premier League as both sides are hunting down a European place again this season. Hope you're all well watching the chat. If you are, drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham on Official. If you're new, check out our channel sponsors SRM Carver and Sun by clicking the link in the description down below. This is the match day build up and starting 11 breakdown show. I'm joined by the one, the only Adam Frankel. How are you?
Woo! I'm good. I'm just waking up, but yeah, I'm good. My storm is over.
Yeah, Storm Frankel thankfully ended like Monday. So yeah. So we won't talk about that too much. It's Storm Frankel. It is Storm Frankel. But let's see who we've got in the chat. Frankie, hope you are. Hi, Jake. Good afternoon to one and all. I'm going for a 2-1 to the Hammers today. Let's hope so. Frizzy Fusion, hope you are well. Callum, hope you are well. Fremmer as well. Hope you are keeping well. We are just a matter of 14 minutes away from getting the lineups. Adam, how are you feeling?
Really nervous. I mean, this is such a big game. I hate people that say this, but I'm going to say it anyway. It feels as though like this is a huge moment for our entire season, and it feels like a must-win game. And I'm terrified that we won't win.
Yeah, I've labelled it as almost a must-not-lose game because everybody is gaining points ahead of us. It's only really Spurs that are below us down. They've got games down. Everybody's got games at hand and all of this. And if we lose this and Wolves go up and we get no points this weekend, I think the focus has got to go to the cups,
which is so dangerous. I mean, the problem is like it never works. I mean, it never ever works. Teams that focus on the cups, I mean, like they never win a cup unless they get incredibly lucky, like Liverpool in that Champions League. I mean, it's just so dangerous to play the game of like now every single hope is on these specific cup games, which probably by next weekend is reduced to one cup, knowing us. No, I should be optimistic. Yeah, we're going to win everything.
Yes.
I'm just seeing some abuse in the chat.
Yeah, I can see it.
But I think that more importantly, I really hope we get a good performance today because we have not played well in like 2 months.
No. And you could make an argument that's possibly longer than that and all. But let's have a look at some more comments. Kieran, hope you are late night for you tonight. Kickoff's midnight for you. Hope you're keeping well. My man, there we go. Yeah, I know from a literally.
Don't go to bed, Kieran. Don't go to bed.
DG. Fremma says, sorry, you couldn't get anyone else but Frankel on. Yeah, I know. Literally, I couldn't get anybody else on, and I just had to revert to just Frankel, which I apologise for, but we're here now. Callum says we need to focus, work hard, and get these big 3 points. They arrived 66, just had a 3-hour walk around Victoria Park and around the London Stadium, which was buzzing. Well, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah, we're all just a bit nervous because this is a massive game. This is a massive week for West Ham, Adam. In all seriousness, because in 2 weeks' time we could be out of a European race, out of an FA Cup, and out of the Europa League. That's worst case scenario, mind. But best case, we could be well back into finishing in a European spot. We could be through to the 6th round of the FA Cup, and we could be through to the quarter-final of the Europa League. It's a massive, and it's probably the biggest week in West Ham's history for quite a while.
Yeah, and I think, look, I understand that our team traditionally, I mean, you look back at like Liverpool, Chelsea, we often up our game for the big matches and then, are not great for the bad matches. I just hope that Moyes can get the players up for this game because it is big. And I know Wolves are not Man City, Chelsea, Liverpool, Man United, but they're right around all of those teams. And if we lose, we will find ourselves in 8th place pretty soon.
Yeah.
But on the other hand, if we win, we're still right up there, only 2 points away from Man United, only 5 points away from Chelsea even. I mean, we're in and around it again. So, yeah, we've got to win. We've got to win.
Yeah. The Wolves fear you going. We're all saying we're nervous, but they've got some really good players. I mean, it's Neves versus Rice in the midfield. they've got a decent keeper, decent defence, and a decent attack, and that's the basics to a very good and well-drilled football team, and that's exactly what they've got.
Yeah, they played really well against Arsenal. I was saying earlier, I don't get to watch a ton of games, but I did watch the Arsenal Wolves game, and they were, they were unlucky in a way, but one thing that might work in our favour is that they they're 1-0 up, they're leading, and by the 70th minute, they just were in defence mode. There was no one going forward. They were sticking to their positions, and they were just inviting pressure. The problem is, come that late in the game, who do we have enough if we're in that scenario?
Exactly. Sharky, hope you're keeping well. Oh God, not Adam Franco. I know. Nobody else was available.
I love being a fan favourite. It could be worse. It could be that bore along Charlie Walsh. So, at least it's not that joker on the show.
Well, to be honest with you, Charlie will be doing a watch and getting 500 people watching. We've got 13 watching, so we're in no place, Charlie. Adam, no place.
I wish I was Charlie. Unbelievable. Nah. I mean, yeah, he's a fake fan. Forget him. You're right. Oh, didn't we get relegated with 42 points?
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Oh well. Yeah, we are safe. I think it's fair to say that we are safe. But what would you like to see David Moyes do differently today? Because we all know he's got to change things in somehow, some way. What would you like to see change?
Well, I don't know if Lanzini's fit. Is he?
We think he is fit.
So, I mean, I do think that Benrahma I'd probably relegate him to the bench. Whether that's in favour of Lanzini or Vlasic, it depends on how fit Lanzini is. If Lanzini's good and ready to go, I'd put Lanzini in. If not, I'd bring Vlasic in. I would definitely have Benrahma coming in off the bench. But, I don't know if this is the game for it, but part of me I was thinking about this last night, and I wonder whether it's time at some point to maybe try back to that back five that that was so successful in games last season. Maybe having Zuma, Championship Craig, and Diop there. I mean,
Champions League Craig isn't that
what I said?
Yeah,
I thought that's what I said. Just like the sun gleaming through your window behind you.
Carry on.
But I don't know. It might be nice to see us try that. I mean, I don't know if we will. I mean, the reality is Moyes is quite a stubborn person, and so he doesn't like to ring out changes. I think that the key will just be how we start this game. I mean, he needs to fire up the players, and we need to be ready. But I think if it was me, I would play Fabianski, probably Johnson, Dawson, Zuma, Cresswell, Rice, and Souček. I keep Souček. I mean, I'm on the fence, but I mean, we know he can do it. We know he's good enough. I just don't.
He just needs to be pushed forward. He needs to be pushed forward.
Yeah.
But then the issue we've got is that obviously we all know we've got Rice pushing forward, and that's what Rice evidently wants to be doing. But it then halts Souček's game. So what we were talking about the other night, I think it was with Mike, is why don't we revert to 3 in midfield and have somebody just sitting in front of that back four, and then have Souček and Rice, both of them, playing further on. Maybe this game is cool, and yes, we know he's off the pace, but somebody like a Mark Noble just to say, don't cross the halfway line, sit in front of that back four, and do your job.
I mean, the problem is Wolves have got so much pace. I think, and I like the idea of it, but I would say instead of replacing Benrahma with Vlasic or replacing him with Lanzini, I would say we replace him with Diop, play 5 at the back, and having 3 centre-backs, that gives Rice and Souček a little bit more license to go forward because we've got more at the back. So why don't we just play like Bowen, Antonio and Fornals as a 3, like we did, back then, have Rice and Souček, and then 5 at the back. And I don't know. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it would definitely fill that almost option of that midfield. But then we've got all 3 of our centre backs on the pitch at once.
True. I mean, that is a risk, because obviously they decided that we didn't need to sign anybody. Clearly. Yeah. I mean, but that's the problem with us having no players in our squad. What can we do? I mean, alternatively, there is another option. We could, put Cresswell in that left centre back position, keep Diop on the bench, and then we could play, we could play one of the youngsters out there.
Well, what we could do is we could do Cresswell on that left centre back, and we could do
Johnson and Fredericks.
Fredericks.
What would you say? Sorry.
Or really, if David Moyes wants to be that adventurous, he could put Ashby on the right and Johnson on the left.
Yeah.
But yeah. I can't see David Moyes doing that. That's a bit adventurous for him. But let's have a look at the chat. I love you, Frankel.
Thank you, Mr. Tanner.
5.
Love you too. I have some fans.
Mr. Tanner 5, not Mr. Tanner. Mr. Tanner 5, but at least say his name right. Kieran.
Right. I don't care about Mr. Tanner 1, 2, 3, and 4 though. They're scum. So for me, Mr. Tanner is automatically Mr. Tanner 5.
I see. Kieran says Brisbane is getting flooded, but I'm on higher ground. So that's okay. Thank God. Hope you're keeping well, Kieran. Hope everything is safe. Hope Jack Shields, we'll be at Southampton Wednesday. Frank, are you at Southampton Wednesday?
I wish. I'll be at the pub. Unless I've eaten so many pancakes on the Tuesday that I can't make it out of my house.
True. But let's have a look here. Oh crikey, everybody. Is Cress injured? I don't know. I suppose X has put his lineup out by now. I don't know. We'll wait for official confirmation in a couple of minutes. Good idea, as it's only our centre backs that scoring for us these days. It's the worry, and I said it last night. It's actually Bowen and Dawson that are scoring our goals, Frankel. Nobody else.
Yeah, I know. I mean, thank God for Dawson. Really, it's Champions League Craig. I mean, Champions League Craig really has. I don't know. Somehow, when you think his career is over, he pulls it out and comes up like a hero. Hey, I probably have more respect for Craig Dawson than Lionel Messi, if I'm honest.
Fair enough.
At least Dawson, Dawson would go outside his comfort zone.
Well, exactly. Fremmer says we need to score on the opportunities we get. We don't dominate Wolves for 90 minutes, but we will get our chance. I'll be shouting at Antonio from my living room. Yeah, so will I. Dawson header again. Yeah, Dawson the saviour. Let's hope so. What are you expecting from Antonio today? What would you like to see, Franco?
I mean, what I would like to see is the Mikel Antonio from before he went to Jamaica and got cursed with forgetting how to play football. But I don't know. I just don't know. I mean, honestly, it's like he's forgotten what foot he uses. Very low of confidence. So hopefully, a great early start. I'd love us to put pressure on early. And if Antonio could get himself an early goal to just kick on, I think really the thing that's missing, people say he's tired. People say we're overusing him. I mean, he could be said that he's complacent because he hasn't got any competition for his position. But I think more than anything, he's just short of confidence and short of form. And a goal is exactly what he needs. So that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah, I mean, but, and him getting a goal and some confidence, hopefully he'll buoy the whole team on to play better.
We need to come out of the blocks early in the first 20 minutes. Let's get the crowd behind us and let's really fire on. Before we have a look at the lineup, Kieran says a back three. So with Johnson and Fredericks as the wing backs and then Cresswell playing in that 3. Maybe
that's what I would like.
Yeah.
I doubt he'll do it, but
Mandy says, I'm hoping that we now know how to play in the Europa League. That will give us a reboot, hopefully. Right, let's refresh the old Twitter page and see what we will be looking at today then. Okay, I can see Antonio starting. So, and we're playing how we usually are. Fabulous. Fabianski in goal. A back four of Johnson, Dawson, Zuma and Creswell. A midfield two of Rice and Souček. And then the front four of four now, Lanzini, Bowen and Antonio. So that could be interpreted as a 4-3-3. Rice, Souček and Fornals playing, or Lanzini playing in that deeper role and Fornals playing as the number 10. Let's get this up on the screen then. That's interesting. Antonio and Souček start. No Benrahma, no Vlasic. Perkins and Okoflex make the bench, which is interesting. Obviously, we've got no Soufal because he's out with an injury. Let's get this lineup up on the screen then. So, 3, a 2, a 1. Oh, it's taking a while.
Oh, oi.
Right then, what do you make of that, Frankel?
I mean, let's be honest. It's predictable. It's basically what we just said. It's not what we said we wanted to see, but it's what we said we expected to see. Really, no surprise at all. Which I don't know. I don't want to sound disappointed, because the reality is we know that this team are good enough to beat anybody when they're confident and when they're playing well. So the reality is, can Moyes get this unadventurous, normal, unchanged lineup that have been playing pretty terribly lately? Has he found a way to kick them in and give them some confidence? I mean, look, your instinct, and I'm sure people in the chat will say the same thing. I'm sure everyone looks at this and we're all a little bit disappointed because we've been watching this for the last couple of months and they've been playing awfully. I mean, really, we've been playing so badly. I think back to that Palace game that we were at, and we're winning 3-0 at half time and we should have probably been 2-0 down. I mean, and there's only so far that luck can carry this team unless they can kick on. But you know what? An early goal, who knows? I mean, West Ham do love to get all of us in a position where we're like, here we go again. And then it's a 3-0 win and we're back on cloud 9 and we're like, yeah, it's just like, we can do this. We're going to win the FA Cup. We're going to win the Europa League. We've got this.
Exactly.
So who knows?
Exactly right. I'm just putting it into a lineup builder a minute. So this could be interpreted in many ways, Frankel. This could be a 4-3-3 or a 4-3-2-1, or 4-2-3, or however David Moyes does it. I'd expect it to be our normal 4-2-3-1, if I'm being honest with you, but it could be interpreted as Rice, Souček, and Fornals as the midfield three, or Rice, Souček, and Lanzini as a midfield three. But that could be interchangeable. We could go from 2 in midfield to 3 in midfield and change it up as the game goes along. How do you think David Moyes will be working it?
I mean, look, he'd do the same thing as he always does. It's David Moyes. It's like, I'm David Moyes and I've got my ways. That was an
awful accent.
Pretend that didn't happen. We just skip that. We'll skip that.
Oh, right.
It's just going to be the same thing. It'll be Rice and Souček struggling to decide which one's going forward and which one's going backwards. It'll be the manager saying like, and look, I get it. Part of it, we want Rice to be in a position that he wants to be in to convince him to stay. All right. But the reality is, the thing that's going to convince him to stay is Champions League football. And unless Moyes puts his foot down and plays our players in their best positions, we're never going to get Champions League football. But Mandy did say something that I thought was very interesting in the chat. She mentioned that now we know we've got Sevilla in the Europa League. Maybe that will be enough to motivate the team to push on and do well. I mean, that's a good point. Maybe it will.
Definitely.
But I don't expect we're going to see anything today that we haven't seen for the last couple of months. And you're right. We just need Antonio to get a goal.
Yeah. Rubberfingers says Antonio needs a tap in just to get him on the score sheet again. What a rubbish lineup. Same boring lineup. Predictable. No shocks there. Indeed. Should have benched Antonio and played Vlasic, Benny and Bowen. Yeah, we all knew it was coming. Look at that bench it tells you everything about squad depth. You'll have a deeper look in just a second. Why has Perkins, Loco Flex on bench? He never. Exactly. You might as well just take them two off the bench because they won't get used.
Well, reality is they're probably only on the bench because we literally don't have anyone else. I mean, they may as well put Doris the tea lady on because,
right.
Well, I mean, she's got just as much chance as getting on the field, hasn't she?
True. Moises set up not to lose and let Wolves get ahead of us again. First goal is huge. It is definitely. Could he play Rice or Souček in the attacking role and play Lanzini in the defensive formation? Maybe. See, this is what I was thinking, but we'll talk about the inclusion of Lanzini in just a second. But Lanzini's good in that position, but I still like him going forward more, if I'm being honest with you. That could be an option with maybe Fornals as well, to drop him back. But I don't see it happening, really. I don't see it happening. The involvement the involvement of Manuel Lanzini today, do you think that gives the players a boost? Do you think it's harsh on Said Benrahma?
No, I mean, I hoped he would do that. I mean, I think that Benrahma's performance last week wasn't really that good. I think his attitude when he got subbed off was not good either.
In the ground, it was awful.
Yeah.
It was because when number 22 came off, obviously it was the 70th minute. It was 1-1. We needed to get a goal. We wanted to get a goal, and he just I can't speak today. He just slowly just walked off, and the crowd was like, "Get on with it." And I think that's David Moyes' frustration, and that may lead to why he's been left out today.
Yeah, and I think, you know what? I think for Said Benrahma, him being out of the starting lineup is exactly what he needed. Because, you know, Moyes can say to him, look, reality is there is probably a 90% chance that Benrahma is going to get on the pitch today. And when he does, it's a matter of, look, you annoyed everybody last week. It wasn't just us taking you off. Yes, we get it. No player wants to be substituted. But you know what? That is not the attitude that you show when you're a West Ham United player. These fans, every single one of us, what we care about is effort. That's really the West Ham way. Not the way we play football, but the attitude and the fact that you give everything. That's why Craig Dawson, all right, he is an incredibly average player. I mean, it's a miracle that he's playing at a team at this level, but he is loved by West Ham fans, and he's playing incredibly well because he gives everything. And, you know, West Ham fans are always going to respect that. So when we need a goal and a player is trudging off of the field, you know, it's not good enough. But hopefully when he gets on, it's a matter of, look, you let the fans down yesterday. He is a good player. He's very talented. And from what you hear about him off the field, like, he's a good guy as well. You hope that the fact that he let us down last week, when he comes on, hopefully he'll hit the ground running and have a great substitute performance.
Yeah. Mandy says Wolves lineup is strange, Jake. Can you put it up? Yeah, I was just waiting for Franco to stop rambling. Only joking. This is it then. So it's Jose Sarr in goal. Oh my God. I'll tell you what, Franco, can you go through this lineup?
All right, Sarr in goal. Kijana Hoiva, Kilman, Connor Cody, Roman Saiz, Marcel. That's
Dendoncker.
Dendoncker, Ruben Neves, Trincao, Fabio Silva, and then Hee-Chan Huang.
Or Huang Hee-Chan.
Or what is that how you say it?
Well, they put it Hee-Chan Huang, but everybody says it Huang Hee-Chan. That's strange. Quite frankly, I haven't got a clue how they're going to set up, because I don't know who Hoiva is. I don't know who Marcel is. Or
surprising that Jimenez isn't playing though. I mean,
where is Jimenez? He's on the bench. So look at that on the bench they've got to bring on. That's embarrassing. Look, they've got Neto, Jimenez, Potence, and Matinho all to bring on.
Yeah.
It's decent.
Yeah, I mean, that it is quite surprising. There's a lot of changes from the team that played. They played a back three against Arsenal, and so I don't know. I mean, I'm not like a big Wolves fan. I don't watch many of their games. Dendoncker's a good player, but slow. I mean, Cody as well, but I don't know.
But when I look at that though, so let's work this out. So it's probably going to be, is that a 1, 2, 3? Is that going to be a back? I don't know who this Marcel is. So that might be a back five of Hoever, Kilman, Cody, Saiz, and Marcel. And then the 2 in the middle with Dendoncker and Neves, and then the 3 up top. So that could be a 5-2-3 formation.
Yeah.
3-4-3. There we go. So they'll wrong comment. So they're going to have the 3 centre backs. If it's like Kilman, Cody, and Saiz, and then Hoever and Marcel as the wing backs, and then the 2 in the middle with Dendoncker and Neves, and then the 3 up top of Trincao, Silva, and Hwang Hee-chan.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's it's definitely a more defensive game. But look,
It's strange.
But I think Wolves are not. I think probably Wolves are showing us more respect than we deserve.
But do you think as well, though, that because they played a quite intense, grueling match on Thursday night, do you think that might play a part in it?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I think certainly because it was a big game. And so, I mean, that which is a benefit to us. It meant that they probably had to bring some changes. But as well, Wolves, look, they're away from home. For Wolves, for them, a point is going to be fine.
Yeah.
So probably, and I think teams have kind of worked us out. They know that our strength is if teams attack us, we find the spaces and we counter well. And so teams just set up a little bit more defensively because we're not very good at breaking teams down. And I think that's probably, and that's not Wolves' normal game either. I mean, they're pretty attacking normally, but I imagine they'd be happy with a point here. And so they're probably set up in a way to try and not concede a goal, not attack too much, stay in positions, and hope to nick a 1-0. And, look, they also know, like everyone's saying in the chat, we don't have any depth at all. So in the 70th minute, when we make our 2 changes by 70 and 80th minutes, and we bring Yarmolenko on for a Ukrainian standing ovation, is he on the bench?
No.
Actually, I would have thought he's probably been given the time off, so he should. We bring Ben Rama on.
No, he's not.
No, which is understandable. But yeah, so Ben Rama will come on, maybe Vlasic, but then they have got like him and
let's just go for it. The possible changes that we could make is Ben Rama for Lanzini, Vlasic for Fornals.
Yeah,
and that's pretty much it. I can't Perkins and Oko Flex, if they get on, which will be a miracle. They'll get like 5 minutes at the end. But wouldn't it be a statement if Antonio's having a nightmare like he has been? Is on the 60th minute for Antonio to be hooked off for either Oko Flex or Perkins?
Yeah. Oh, that would be. I would love to see that happen. And I mean, give them a chance. I don't think that either of these players should start. Because we don't want a repeat of Odebecker in the cup when he comes on and gets subbed off again. But I do think that it's time to play one of those guys. I really do, because they have got a lot of players on the bench, and at that point, Champions League Craig is already going to be a little bit tired by the 70th minute, and the thought of him coming up against Jimenez is a little bit terrifying. I mean, it's a penalty waiting to happen.
Well, exactly. They've got plenty of pace, and just as the contradiction for the subs, they've got, as we've just mentioned, Neto, Jimenez, Podence, Moutinho, all to bring on in the second half, as Mandy says here. They've got. Would you say that the lineups, we probably edge the lineups? Do you think? But they obviously comfortably beat us for the subs.
Yeah, I mean, look,
on paper.
This shows us as well, like, we really have to attack this game. Like, we need to get a couple of goals, because, it's all well and good them having the players on the bench, but if we're already a couple of goals up and force them into their changes earlier, then, we're fine. Doesn't matter. It's if we don't do anything going forwards, it's a close game, there's 1 goal in it, or it's a draw, they're going to bring on their subs, and then we might be in trouble. But I don't know. As scared as I am, I feel confident.
Yeah, I completely agree. We've got to get the blocks early. We've got to at least create some chances. We've got the crowd have got to get behind them today. Let's have a good start. Let's get a reason for people to get off their seats and start singing, which we just didn't have at Newcastle. And the first goal in the start was crucial. If we go 1-0 down, it will turn toxic in there.
Yeah,
and that's the bottom line. But let's take some comments. They have so little respect for us. They're putting out their B-side. Yeah, maybe because they played on Thursday night against Arsenal might have a little bit to do with that. But who knows? They are looking to make key changes after 60 minutes, resting them players after Arsenal game in the week. I completely agree. Which is why we should have got gone gun ho from the first whistle. Benny and Vlasic playing well. At least we've got these players to come on. Hopefully, with good time left.
We can still go gung ho with the players we've got. I mean, if they're instructed that way and they're fired up, I mean, they're capable of it. It's just whether we see it.
Yeah, we'll just have to wait and see then. So let's go on to predictions then. Adam, what are you going for? After seeing the lineups, we are 44 minutes away from kickoff. What are you going for?
3-1 West Ham.
Oh my lord! Wow.
I don't know. It's just there in my mind. Put a 5 on it, people. I don't know. It's just a feeling that I've got in my defibrillator.
Who's gonna score?
Championship Craig.
Love it.
Just for you.
Yeah.
Souček.
Yeah.
And Jared Bowen.
Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stick with my Desmonds that I said last night. 2-2. I think Zuma and Bowen gets the goals for me. Dawson gets a good chance when he hits the bar and he goes like a flying fish, like that, throw onto the carpet. But,
I just hope Zuma doesn't get sent off, really, because he doesn't have a good record against animals. And we're playing Wolves, so,
That's just not called for. You're going to get me back.
It was a good joke, Jay.
No, it wasn't.
That was good.
No. 2-1 Howard Zuma brace. Yeah.
See,
I hope,
exactly.
I'm sure the Wolves fans have got all their Zuma songs ready, as we do for Southampton away and Liverpool away next week. So, yeah, 1-0 Bowen. Get your predictions in. 1-0 West Ham. Oh, Bowen. Would you love that? Would you love that? Danny Dyer in the crowd, whichever one, both of them sat in the box, like that. Love to see it. 1-1, yeah, something like that. Really exciting 0-0, yeah.
I'm telling you, Kieran will be asleep if it's 0-0.
Kieran, to be fair, I was thinking about asking you to come on the match review after, because I know you go on random, but considering it's going to be about 2 a.m, I'm sure you'll want to go to bed. But if you want to come on, let me know. Put it in the chat if you want to come on at 2 a.m. for the match review. Talk about a really exciting 0-0. I'll send you the link. 2-1. Bowen Johnson getting the second goal for the club. I mean, his first goal was good against Villa. Can his second be? I like it. It's bold, Frizzy. It's bold. But your final thoughts, Franco. It's 10 minutes until kickoff. You have got the lads in the dressing room. You're David Moyes. What are you going for?
Hang on.
What
If I'm David Moyes or if I'm me?
Just say what you like.
I mean, if I'm David Moyes, I'm probably saying the same thing that I always say, I would imagine, because I don't think...
All right, what's Adam Frankel going to say then?
Adam Frankel's going to say, look, boys, our season hangs in the balance. We've just drawn the hardest team in the Europa League that we could possibly draw. Lately, we have not played well, but we haven't been losing games. It's time to push on. We need to come out of the blocks pressing. We need to come flying. We need to get an early goal. They've put a more defensive team out there. Let's go at them. Let's everyone press the ball. Everyone push forwards. And let's, in the first 10 minutes, really try and get a goal. So that is what I would say to them. I'd really try and get them fired up. If I'm David Moyes, I'm probably telling Mark Noble to do the team talk so that he can put a bit of passion into it. But yeah, I will be just trying to get them really, really fired up for the start of this game. And maybe I'll say to him, I'll take you all out for a nice steak dinner if...
He won't be saying that.
If we win this game. Players, motivation. I mean, little bets like that motivate players. You know, I'd definitely be taking Antonio aside, and I'll be saying to him, "Look, a cheeky couple of thousand for you, son, if you get a goal today." I mean,
I mean, you are rambling now. You are rambling.
What would you tell him, Jake?
Go out there, press Twitter. First 20 minutes. Let's get up. Let's get to where we were a couple of months ago. Let's get out the blocks quick. Antonio, just stay in the middle. Don't go drifting out here, there, and everywhere. Let Bowen and Fornals do that. Lanzini, do your stuff. Vlasic and Ben Ramos, stay on the bench until I tell you to.
I'm glad you told them that, because otherwise they might have got carried away and wandered onto the field while they were supposed to still be subs. So I'm really glad that your team talk included that, Jake.
Exactly.
I mean, I worry substitutes don't really know how to sit on a bench, Jacob.
Brilliant. That 0-0, that would be a belter, definitely. Hart says 2-1. Do your Shrek voice, Adam.
No, I think he's talking to you, Jake. Do your Shrek voice.
Well, no one's ever heard my Shrek voice before, so I think
we're about to hear it.
Well, I don't know.
I want to hear it gleaming through your six-pack, Jake.
Why do I have you on? Oh, Kieran, you'll come on. Brilliant. 2 a.m. settings.
Hello, Donkey. Come on. Oh, no, this is about to go even worse. All right,
oh, you won't get this on Abba's chat with Charlie, I'll tell you that.
No, you won't, because all he's going to do is distract you from the game and talk about food and other nonsense. What a mess that kid is. Probably talk about wrestling. He's probably talking about WrestleMania instead of, this. Oh, Portuguese. Sorry, me no hablo Portuguese.
Right. Sharky says they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom.
Gosh, we didn't even talk about Bruno.
Bruno who?
No, we don't talk about Bruno.
I don't know what you're on about.
I'm surprised, really, because, you're a child and Encanto is a Disney movie, so you should have seen it.
Oh, I don't watch.
Well, you
Disney
should
stuff.
watch it.
Well, I don't.
Oh, I don't. I'm 14 years old. I'm too old for Disney now. Look at me. I go to parties.
Yeah, we go out on a massive bender. That's what you do.
I don't know. There was a joke to be made there, but I'm going to let it slide past.
Let it slide past.
I will be going to the pub very soon. It will be nice to be drinking at 8 a.m. instead of 6:30 a.m. I mean, I do appreciate slightly later kickoff.
Yeah.
But
Kieran, I'll send you the link on WhatsApp. Is that all right? I got you on WhatsApp. I will lob you the link.
This sounds like a private conversation that shouldn't be had live on YouTube, Jacob.
Yeah. Okay, Kieran, I'll message you. Done. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Drop a like on the video, subscribe to West Ham Official. I'm going to let Adam go to the pub to get drunk in Texas, Frisco, Texas.
I'm not going to get drunk. I'm going to have just one drink, maybe two, but that'll be it.
Maybe 3.
No. I'm going to be sensible. Unless West Ham get beaten by a lot, then, I mean... who knows?
if we're 2-0 down at half time, I'll message you, see how many you've knacked. Frankel don't sound like Shrek, but looks like it. Woo-hoo-hoo! Shots fired.
Yeah, well, at least one person here's got some good banter.
Thanks everybody for watching. We'll be back on the full-time whistle talking about the game, hopefully talking about West Ham United picking up all 3 points. Come on, West Ham. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Frankel, lovely to see you again.
Always a pleasure.
And come on, you Irons, and let's get these 3 points. Keep watching, keep believing, keep watching West Ham Unofficial, and I'll catch you soon. Cheers, guys. Bye-bye. Come on, you Irons.